Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across our beloved empire, this is Arnold HoloNet News, the only news you'll ever need, because you have no other choice. And today we finally have the kit reveal for Omega. And let me tell you, she's bringing a wide assortment of things that we didn't even know we needed with this Bad Batch team. Gary, can you bring him on over? Let's go ahead and do the kit reveal. Earlier today, card in the top right-hand corner, we got some early kit reveal details. Gary, that's Peter Pan. That's Omega, right? Pat Joke. When I saw the art, I mean, it looks really cool. If there was a live action Omega Bad Batch TV show, it looks really darn good. But I can't help but the first reaction I had is that looks like Peter Pan from the live action movie they did in 2015. But anyways, I digress. Earlier today, we had a developer interview, and they unveiled a lot of details about this character. We have full kit reveal details now. She's gonna have blind, she's gonna have daze, she's gonna grant buffs we didn't even think the Bad Batch needed. Really great character. It's gonna be a great addition to this faction that we have here. Marquee event on July 15th, in case you missed it. But before we get into this kit reveal, I can't help but at least speculate. We got the Marauder in the background, the ship for the Bad Batch. I can't help but think that we might be getting the ship for the Bad Batch at some point. I wouldn't say it's confirmed yet, but hey, you know, it might be a teaser for us to consider. Let's go ahead and do the kit reveal. As the developer said in the interview earlier on today, she's meant to have a high single target damage, 5th member to the Bad Batch squad, and gain stacks of target practice to boost her damage potential. It caught some people off guard. Her being an attacker is kind of weird. I would have put her as support, but hey, I guess we needed a high damage dealing character. So boom! Welcome, Omega. You are now an attacker character. Bad Batch and the clone trooper tag. The developer said they had to bend the rules a little bit with the tag. Yes, she's a clone. Not technically a clone trooper, but they're doing it because, as you mentioned earlier, there are some important kit interactions with the Bad Batch that really relies on having a 5th member that's both a clone trooper and a Bad Batch ally. We'll try to do a little bit of a reminder in this video here, but here we go. Clever and empathetic attacker who utilizes buffs, debuffs, and the presence of her Bad Batch allies to take out her foes. Disarming shot, basic ability, deal physical damage to a target enemy. If Omega had evasion up, inflict blind and daze for 1 turn. I mean, this team already has a mass buff. This spell already has an unresistible daze, has stun, multiple stun, 3 ways to stun the enemy's buff immunity. Apparently we needed more, so hey, we got blind and daze for this team now. And if Omega has a buff that can be dispelled and it's her turn, which is pretty much every single buff that Galaxers has to offer because of tech and knuckle, granting a variety of buffs and the defensive yada yada yada, she's gonna deal damage again, dealing 50% less damage. Next up, we have her first special, adaptive learner, cooldown of 3, has a Zeta. Remember, she's a 2 Zeta character, which the rest of the Bad Batch are mostly 1 Zeta characters here. This does physical damage and inflict target enemy with zeroed in. We'll talk about that in a moment. This spell zeroed in from all other enemies, and Omega gains a stack of target practice. These effects can't be copied, dispelled, prevented, or resisted, and last until the end of the encounter. I'm guessing it's kind of like the blue status effect in Galaxers, and zeroed in is removed from an enemy or when Omega is defeated. If the target enemy is exposed, lots of exposes on this team. This attack inflicts target lock for 2 turns and removes 10% turn meter. What does zeroed in mean? Omega has target practice while a character is afflicted by this. Omega can ignore taunt to target this enemy. So it's not quite a willy-nilly thing like how Jedi Knight Revan or Jedi Master Luke can avoid taunts in the game. You need to apply it. So you got to kind of have a little bit of foresight. Like you're going to be like, all right, I know that character's going to taunt in a few short moments here. Let's go ahead and get this zeroed in, applied in advance, so we have a little bit of a preparation mechanic for when a taunt comes up. We still have a way to access that character that would normally be hiding behind a taunt. And what does target practice do? Remember, this is the important big damage dealing ability, I suppose. The more target practice she has, more critical chance, offense, and critical damage. To be specific, each stack of target practice gives her 5% critical chance and offense and plus 10% critical damage per stack. So that 0 to mechanic's gonna be quite easy. In a way, it's almost like a mark, but you gotta do the work beforehand or else you're gonna be stuck behind a daunting tank. Moving on, our second special, empathy first. Cool down of 4. All right, let's start reading this list of stuff, of buffs that we're getting to the team. Omega dispels all debuffs on herself and gains stealth for 2 turns, which is nice. Bad Batch allies gain protection up 40%. They did not have protection up before Omega came to the picture, and defense penetration up for 2 turns. And what do you know? Another way to gain turn meter. Remember, right now we have Wrecker giving turn meter, and we also have things like Echo giving turn meter. Well, now we're also going to get another boost of turn meter with Omega's empathy first. And if Omega has critical chance up, Bad Batch allies gain at another 20% turn meter and protection over time, 20% for 2 turns. And if Omega already had stealth and an enemy has zeroed in, she gains a stack of target practice, and this ability starts on a cooldown and can't be evaded. Now, important to clarify that although it can't be evaded, things can be resisted. There's always those 2 prongs. Evade, yes or no. Resisted, yes or no. But still, nice to know this ability cannot be evaded. Let's go ahead and move on, ladies and gentlemen. Unique ability, the only one, has a Zeta, part of the squad. At the start of the encounter, if all allies are Bad Batch, whenever the allied leader begins their turn, Hunter, Omega gains plus 5 speed, 2% offense, stacking maximum of 50 speed and 20% offense for the rest of the encounter. And while she has stealth, which is going to happen quite a lot, not just for herself, but because of other ways to get stealth on the team, she has an extra 10% critical damage. And whenever another Bad Batch ally uses a special ability, Omega assists, dealing 60% less damage. So in a way, it's a baby version of what Chewbacca or 3-Pac can do. And while Omega has defense up, she has plus 10% critical chance, and Omega's attacks deal 5% more damage for each buff she has. And then on top of that, 5% more damage for each debuff the enemy has. Well, there is your high single fire damage. Is it like the insta kill that maybe you want, or the sniper droid type of insta kill that maybe we're hoping that Crosshair is going to have? Not quite. This is going to be an attack that's going to ramp up over the course of the battle. The buffs she has, the debuffs the enemy has, how many turns is Hunter taking, which is going to generate more offensive capabilities, the target practice mechanism. Nonetheless, it's going to probably start off slow, but as you get closer to the end of the battle, who knows how much damage this character is going to put out. It definitely sounds like she will be the highest damage dealing character that this team has to offer. And remember, there are other ways to, juice up the damage output on this character that we have here. So overall, as I've been saying over and over and over again, yeah, she's adding stuff to this team. It was stuff I didn't think this team needed. This is a non-legendary team that I already considered to be a top 10 team in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and yet we're adding more stuff into the mix. So it really begs the question, how much better is this team going to be? Is this team going to be better than some epic confrontation or the journey characters that we have in the game? Time will tell. We will be doing extensive testing when she comes out on July 15th, a Thursday. We're going to have Whale and Phil. We're going to do extensive testing. So be sure to stop on by if you want to see what this character can do for you. But let's go ahead, hop over to the game. There are a few implications that I mentioned in an earlier video today. What does Omega bring to the table? First important thing is now Wrecker is going to be a taunting character on the team. Hey, Sean Maybear, welcome to the Kyber Club VIP program. Look at, you're getting your own personal shout out. How does it feel to be one of many in a special video just for you? Anyways, Wrecker is going to be pre-taunting under Dauntless Commando because now we have a full team of 5 clone troopers and 5 Bad Batch members. Moving on, take a look at Echo here. What happens with Never Any Doubt? For each buff dispelled, clone trooper allies, which Omega, hey, you are now a clone trooper, welcome to the team. They gain 10% offense until the end of their next turn. That's big right there. So we're getting a lot of ways to feed extra offensive capabilities to this team. Echo, one that survives with all these buffs that the team is getting. The durability in this team is really gonna be on a whole other level. Now, the developers also said that their design for this team was mainly to be a defensive team. They didn't design it to be an offensive team, which I find hard to believe because this team is amazing on offense. And there's pitches that they want this team to be a team in Grander, which is almost guaranteed to snipe banners away from you. So you might win, but you might not get a perfect 60 banners. I'm finding it hard to believe that's going to be the case. We'll have to wait and see an application. But looking at this kit, I still think things like Imperial Troopers, even kind of a basic Imperial Trooper team, should be able to get going and steamroll the opposing team unless your Echo is blazing fast. I think that's really what it's going to hinge on. If you have your Echo extremely well modded, then yes, maybe you'll be able to snipe those banners. But if your Echo's going to be too slow, this is still going to be a team I think you can pull off 60 banners. But mods, at the end of the day, is what determines the boys from the men, or the Gungans from the droid. That's going to wrap it up for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for stopping by today on the biggest and deadliest Stardust Show with yours truly. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below on all your thoughts about Omega. And man, be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And yes, one more thing before we go out. I would be remiss, Larry, if I didn't say it. The most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, is on your way out is to always remember that it's great to be in the Empire today. Thank you for spending a part of your day with me. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Larry, Gary, someone roll out that outro.